on your sheet. It says Felipe has a flower bed with an area of 24 quarters square feet. He expands the flower bed to have an area of 75 quarters square feet. How many square feet of space does the largest flower bed have for every square foot of the smallest flower bed? Who can tell me what I'm talking about in this problem? What you got, Jay?
Expanding the flower bed.
Okay, he want to expand his flower bed. Trick, you see that? Now, so Felipe has a flower bed with an area of 25 quarter square feet. He expands the flower bed to have an area of 75 quarter square feet. How many square feet of space does the larger flower bed have for every square foot of the smaller flower bed? What two things are we comparing in this problem?
The old flower bed and the larger one.
The larger flower bed to the smaller. So we have the larger flower bed, we'll compare it to the smaller flower bed. Do we have any information in here to help us solve this problem? What do we have? What did they tell us about the larger flower bed? How large is it?
75 foot.
75? 75 quarters.
Yep.
What about the smaller?
25.
The whole thing, guys, come on.
25 over
25 quarters square feet. Now you all remember we were talking about complex fraction. When we talk about complex fraction, we can have a fraction in the numerator, denominator, or both. So here we have the same complex fraction, and they want us to divide. But when we divide complex fraction, what did we learn how to do? What you got, Nathan? When we see a problem that says divide, we can write it like this: 75 over 4 divided by 25 over 4.
Keep change flip.
We're going to keep change flip. What does it mean to keep change flip?
So you keep the first one and you turn the division sign into a multiple sign, and you flip that.
Okay, so we're going to end up multiplying by the reciprocal, right? The reciprocal is your flip. So we keep the first number, the first fraction, 75 over 4, and we change the division to multiplication, and we multiply by the reciprocal, or the flip, and the 4 will be on top. Anybody see where we can simplify this now? Or do you want to simply multiply top times top and bottom times bottom?
Top times bottom and then simplify.
Okay, we're going to multiply it out and then simplify it. Top times top will give me how many?
300.
300. Bottom times bottom.
100.
Somebody right. I didn't write right. Excuse me. 100. 300 divided by 100 is 3. Good job. We have any questions? Remember, we started with a complex fraction. They want us to divide complex fractions. All we had to do was multiply by the reciprocal. And the reciprocal is your flip. So we keep, change, flip. Multiply by the reciprocal is what we're doing. Any questions? Okay, let's go to our next problem. We're going to skip the table. No, we got number 2. Number 2. Amari runs 1/10 of a mile in 2/3 minutes. What is his speed in miles per minute? Ethan, what's the problem talking about? What did it tell us in the first sentence?
It told us how many miles he runs in how many minutes.
Okay, we talking about Amari running. We want to find out. What we want to find out, Trent? What the problem asking us?
What is his speed in miles per minute?
Okay, what is his speed? Let's read it again. Amari runs 1/10 mile in 2/3 minutes. What is his speed in miles mile per minute. What information in here that can we use to help solve the problem? Okay, tell us how far
And how
and how many minutes. So what two things are we comparing?
many?
Miles and minutes. Good job. Miles to minutes. So now let's set up our problem. How many miles did he run?
110.
110. And how many minutes?
2/3 of a minute.
2/3. Now we got another complex fraction. Fraction in the numerator and a fraction in the denominator. They asking us to divide. But what are we gonna do?
Keep change flip.
We're gonna keep change flip, which means we are
Gonna keep the first one, change it into a multiplication sign, and flip it. Put a 3 on top and 2 on bottom.
so we're gonna multiply by the reciprocal. We got 110, keep, change, we multiply, flip the next one, that means the reciprocal, 3/2. And now we can multiply top times top, bottom times bottom.
20.
Lexi, what we get?
3/23.
Good job. Mark, you okay with this? 4 says Raina is making rice pudding. She uses 3/4 cup of white rice for every 2 cups of milk. How many cups of rice does she need when she uses 3 cups of milk? Ariana, what are we talking about in this problem? Help out, Lexi. What are we talking about in the problem? Okay, she making rice pudding, right? Raina is making rice pudding. That's what we talking about, Raina. Somebody making some rice pudding. Trent, Raina is making rice pudding. She uses 3/4 cups of white rice for every 2 cups of milk. How many cups of rice does she need when she uses 3 cups of milk? What's the problem asking? What you got, Jalen?
How many cups of rice does she need when she uses 3 cups of milk?
Good job. We need to know how many cups of rice she needs when she uses 3 cups of milk. So what information in here is important? What you got, Zoe?
3/4, 2 cups, and 3 cups.
Okay, we got 3 cups that she used with 2 cups of milk. So we need to know how many cups of rice she needs with the 3 cups of milk. What's the first step we need to do? Anybody? If we know that she uses 3/4 cups of rice for every 2 cups of milk, what's important for us to find out first? What you got, Jay?
We need to find out, 1 cup equals.
Exactly. We need to find out how much she uses for 1 cup. In other words, we need to find the unit rate. The unit rate. So here is 3/4 for 2 cups. Let's find out how much for 1. What I need to do, Tuck?
What you need to do is that you need to put it in a fraction way, so you put a 1.
What can I do to 2? This right here is 2 cups. What can I do to this 2 to make it 1 cup?
You put a 1 underneath it.
What operation I need to use? Division. Good job. Divide by 2. If I divide this by 2, guess what?
You have to
I need to go back and divide this by 2 also. So let's find out how much 1 cup of milk, how much rice we need for 1 cup of milk. Let's do this. 3/4 divided by 2. Trent, what we do want to look like this? Keep, change, flip. He want to use keep, change, flip. Remember, keep, change, flip is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal. So we keep, multiply. What would my reciprocal of 2/1 be? 1/2. And now we can multiply top times top, bottom times bottom. And what's the answer, Lex? 3/8. So now we know 1 cup supposed to get 3? 1 plus 2 equals 3 cups, right? We got our 3 cups. So now we need to know what is 3/8 plus 3/4. Oh, the denominators are different. What do we need to do?
We could turn to find the
Find the
denominator.
common denominator, which is 8. So 4 times what equals 8? 2. Well, then we do to the bottom, we must do to the top. 3 times 2 is? 6. So now we have 3/8 plus 6/8 equals 3 plus 6, 9. Keep the same denominator. So 3 cups, we need 9/8 cups of rice. Square miles. How many square miles does Xavier mow for every 1 square mile Bale mows? What is this problem talking about?
How much does Xavier mow? How do Bo mow?
Okay, that's what we need to know. Does it tell us the information that we need?
Yes.
What all does it tell us?
How much square miles does Xavier mow?
Okay, we got Xavier's number. Anything else we got?
120. How much Bo mows?
Know how much Bale mows.
That I said.
So it says how many square miles does Xavier mow for every 1 square mile Bale mows? What, how would I set this up? What are we looking
150.
for?
150 divided by
150 divided by 120.
150, why you say 150?
Because it's the first number.
Because it says Xavier first, it asks for Xavier. So we're gonna compare Xavier to Bale. Those are our ratios. Compare Xavier to Bale. So how many square miles does Xavier mow?
1 over 150.
Okay. Compare that to Bale, and it is
1 over 20.
1 over 120. Okay, take a moment and look at this. What kind of fraction are these?
Complex.
Complex fraction. Why?
Because
We have a fraction in the numerator and denominator. Or if we just have fraction in one, it's still complex fraction. So now we're going to multiply by the reciprocal. So we have 150, multiply. Reciprocal is your flip. So we flip. Now we can multiply top times top and bottom times bottom. Nolan, what's our answer?
4.5. No, not
4 over 5.
4 point over 5, yeah.
4 over 5.
Okay, but if I multiply, let's do it the long way. Top times top will give me,
120.
and bottom times bottom. Okay, and now we need to simplify, right? Get rid of the zeros. Now we got 12 over 15. What number can I divide by both of these evenly?
3.
3. Divide top and bottom by 3, and 12 divided by 3 is
4.
4. 15 divided by 3,
5.
5. Nolan, you said 4/5?
I said that too.
Good job.